Are you ready, Dan?
Yeah, we're going live now, so yeah.
Tell me when.
Yeah, um, just need to get the thing.
Are you ready, Dan?
Yeah, we're going live now, so yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming that's start time.
Yeah,
Hello,
so,
everybody.
yeah, I've just pinged everyone, so, yeah. Hello everyone, and welcome to some DnD Talk Monday. Right, Gabe, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about gem dragons. In fact, from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. The magic items, first off, what are themed, the new magic items from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, too. And then the gem dragons afterwards, new gem.
Brilliant.
Right? We thought we would bring these up because, well, gem dragons focus on some kind of a little bit of the multiverse. Some of them do. So I thought, since we're getting Spelljammer, this might be a good thing to start a little beforehand.
Yeah. Um, Gabe, could you type to me each topic as we talk about it? And then I'll type it in the chat so we know what we're on about.
Okay, I will do that. We'll
Cool.
start with the Amethyst Lodestone. I want me to copy.
Copy and put it in the chat in a direct message to me, and then I can put it in chat. Yeah, or you can put it in chat, one or the other.
I'll put it in the chat for now.
Yeah, that works.
Amethyst Lodestone.
Yeah, that works.
This is a wondrous item. Well, very rare. It's a fish-sized chunk of amethyst infused with an amethyst dragon's ability to bend gravitational forces. While you're carrying a lodestone, you have advantage on strength saving throws. So basically, this is just a gem, which you can use, which is magical, and well, basically, I've already told you about that. It has 6 charges with the following properties. With each stone, the stone regains 1d6 charges at dawn. It has flight. You can expend, as a bonus action, you can expend 1 charge to gain the a power of flight for 10 minutes. You gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed, and you can hover. Gravitational Thrust is another ability which you can use to expend 1 charge to choose. To focus gravity around the creature within 60 feet of you, and the target must succeed a DC 18 strength saving throw or be pushed 20 feet in any direction of your choice. And the last one is Reverse Gravity. As an action, you can expend 3 charges to cast the Reverse Gravity spell, which is a 7th level spell. From the stone, which is a cell safe DC of 18.
Nice. All right. So what would you use that for?
Probably a villain. You guys, it would be absolutely mess with people.
Yeah.
And okay. Uh well, that's the main thing. Mainly a villain, or if the player does something very, very important, I would use it as a main quest item for the backstory, possibly. If they had something I could use it for.
Yeah.
The villain, how I'd use it as a villain is basically have the villain fly in the air, push people around into its traps, and then when he's backed in a corner, just reverse gravity and cause everyone to fly up.
Yeah. Next
So
item.
the next item is not as strong as the Amethyst Lodestone.
Okay.
It is the Crystal Blade. It's a weapon of any sword type.
Okay.
This magic form sword is mastered from a horn or spine of a crystal dragon, and when you hit with an attack roll, you do 1d8 radiant damage extra, 1d8. So plus the sword, 1d8 radiant damage, and the sword has 3 charges. When you can expend 1d3, and you can regain 1d3 charges at dawn. You expend 1 charge to regain 1d extra radiant damage, so 1d8. The amount of damage you do with extra radiant damage, you recover that in hit points.
Yeah.
And it can also shine a bright light. It's not as crazy as the Amethyst Lodestone, but it's an interesting magic item nonetheless. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, it's good. Adds variety, doesn't it?
Yep.
Adds a new material as well. So any new material that gets added adds things for like shopkeepers to trade in, or mines to some. You can make mines for it, or it adds another currency basically. So it's good. Crystals. So yeah, very cool. And the fact it gives you double-bladed scimitars, great swords, long swords, rapiers.
Yep.
Gives you a variety.
I'd probably give that to a player as like a reward for in a chest, because it's not super powerful, but it's it's a nice item to have.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, the next magic item would be the dragon hide belt. And I just say, this item is every monk's dream. So, this finally just time, and it comes in uncommon, rare, and very rare as a +1, +2, and +3.
Let's see.
This finely detailed belt is made out of dragon hide. While wearing it, you gain a bonus to saving throws of your key features. The bonus is determined by your belt's rarity. In addition, you can use an action to regain key points equal to the roll of your martial arts die. You can't use this action again until the next dawn. So basically, this thing can actually regain key points.
Let's see.
One of the few items what can do that. Which makes monks have less worry about key. It's not a huge difference, but it's a very nice difference. I would give this one to also players, mainly the monk, because if the monk needs a power up, and sometimes when person plays monks at higher levels, it gets a little harder for them. So I would give them this as a little bit of a buffer to help them out. I wouldn't give it to them right away. I'll make them work for it, of course, but it'd be nice, right?
Yeah.
Next magic item, I guess I'm going to go over. Unless, Dan, you have any other ideas for this dragon hide belt?
Again, it just adds more rewards, doesn't it?
Yeah. Dragon lance. The dragon lance is a round weapon forged from a rare metal with the aid of powerful artifact associated with Bahamut. Different lances are forged for use for foot soldiers as pikes and by riders as lances. But the magical properties of this weapon are the same. You gain a +3 to bonus to attacks and damage rolls with this magic weapon, and when you hit a dragon with a weapon, the dragon takes an extra 3d6 force damage, and any dragon of your choice that you can see at 30 feet of you can immediately use its reaction to make a melee attack. So I would use this as possibly a campaign where you have dragons as allies and you're fighting other dragons. Maybe Rise of Tiamat.
Yeah. I mean, dragon focused campaigns. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm currently running one, so this is gonna be part of the military, I think.
Yeah. Very cool.
Next up is the Dragon Wing Bow, which I will type down.
Cool.
I've actually seen this used in a campaign before, so.
Nice.
The limbs types of the magic bow are shaped like dragon wings, and the weapon is infused with the essence of a chromatic gem or metallic dragon's breath. When you hit an attack using this magic bow, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage with the same type of breath infused with the bow. Acid, force, cold, lightning, basically any type of damage type. Depending on what dragon you choose, it will gain that effect.
Very cool.
If you load no ammunition in this bow, it will make its own.
Awesome.
It vanishes as soon as it hits or misses. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. So it's a magic bow. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Probably used for archers or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially
Next
for like
is
hand crossbows or something, you dual wield that and you don't need to load it, so you can just pop, 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 pop. Nice. And you can have two different types of variants of the crossbow, and then you can have like fire and ice crossbows, one in each hand.
Yeah.
You know.
You just thought of a character enemy.
Very cool, isn't it?
Yeah, you thought of a bounty hunter for your next campaign.
Yeah, maybe. But the light repeating crossbow, boom, 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 boom. Be awesome, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, very cool idea.
Next one is just an item for fun, Emerald Pen. This 10 is pip of an emerald nib, but it requires no ink to write. You can cast, while holding this pen, you can cast illusionary script at will, requiring no material components. So this is just a fun little item that people can have.
Yeah.
I would use it as like a paper pusher. Just give it to something like that.
With an emerald, requires no ink to write. Yeah, very cool. Requiring no material. So basically another item that you can carry light.
Yep.
You know, that'd be good.
To the contracts of the Dragonlance, the Flail of Tiamat.
Yeah.
This magical flail is made of the image of Tiamat with 5 jagged heads shaped like 5 different chromatic dragons. You gain a +3 to attack and damage rolls made of the flail. When you hit an attack using it, the target takes an extra 5d4 damage of your choice with the following damage type: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. While holding the flail, you can use your action to speak a command word and cause the heads to breathe the multicolored flames in a 90-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 18 dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Flail of Tiamat.
Okay, continue.
And it does 14d6 damage of the type of chromatic dragon you choose. And on excessive fave, it does half act. It cannot be used until next dawn.
Alright. That's cool. Yeah.
And next, the next version of figurine of wondrous power.
Mm-hmm.
Gold Canary figurine of wondrous power.
Okay.
This figurine is carved in the likeness of a canary and is small enough to fit in your pocket. If you use an action to speak the command word and throw the figurine on the point of ground with 60 feet in front of you, the figurine becomes a living creature in one of two forms, your choice. If there isn't enough space for a creature to appear, the figurine doesn't become a creature. The two creatures are as followed. A giant canary for up to 8 hours and can be ridden as a mount. Once the figurine has become a giant canary, it cannot be used this way until the next dawn. And then a gold dragon form. While you're missing half or more of your hit points, you can speak a different command word, and the figurine becomes an adult gold dragon. See its stat block in the monster manual.
Wow.
Up to 1 hour. The dragon just can't use any of its legendary actions or lair actions. Once the figurine becomes an adult dragon, it can't be used this way until 1 year has passed.
Wow.
In either form, it's friendly to you and listens to your commands. It understands your languages. And if you have no commands, it stays to itself, but it takes no other actions.
Very cool.
The creature exists for a duration to each form. At the end of duration, it retreats to its
Giant
form.
canary.
Yeah, figuring correct. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I think I might use that for my character. Or a character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't use, the only sad part is you can't use it for a year after you make the dragon.
Yeah, but I mean, you use that for, like, clutch moments, don't you?
Yep.
Or, like, a massive fight at the end. And then it's like, okay, well, it'll take a year to recover from the fight. But yeah, very cool.
Next is the Platinum Scarf.
Platinum scarf. Cool.
The scarf is made of sturdy cloth and covered in platinum's colored scales. As an action, you can pull a scale from the scarf and speak a command word. When you do so, choose the following effects. The scale disappears, and you or the creature you touch regains 10d4 hit points.
Cool.
If you pull off a scale from it, you can only do it 1d3 times per day, and then you can only pull 3 scales per day, and it has a platinum shield. If you for 1 hour until you dismiss it, if you pull out a scale off your scarf, it becomes a platinum shield, which is a +1 shield, which you or another creature can use, and the creature is immune to radiant damage while it's holding this shield.
Whoa.
And then Radiant Hammer. For 1 hour until you dismiss it, no action power, the scale becomes a magical light hammer, what you and another creature can use. The correct weapon deals an extra 2d4 radiant damage instead of bludgeoning damage normal for a light hammer. It also deals an extra 2d4 radiant damage to chromatic dragons. Once 3 scales have been pulled from the scarf, no more scales can be removed until the next dawn. When all mass scales grow back, you can do it again. If you pull a scale but don't speak a command word, the scale disappears after 1 minute.
Cool.
I would use this as an NPC character wearing a platinum scarf and just covering his mouth and face, and just all you can see is eyes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Go anime.
Yeah. very cool. So literally, like the character that you can put together with all of these is like literally a dual wielding crossbow person with a scarf. You know, and the crossbows are like dragon themed, and then the scarf is dragon scales.
Yeah.
Very cool. So his outfit just looks all dragon scaly, but then it actually has functions.
Yep. I got the next magic item for you. We're not going into every single one because there's another extra list for it, and I'm like, nope, we're gonna save that for later.
All right.
Next is the potion of Dragon Majesty.
Cool. Tell us all about that.
Potion looks like liquid gold with a single scale of a chromatic, gem, or metallic dragon suspended in it. When you drink this potion, you transform into an adult dragon of the same kind as the dragon scale came from. The transformation lasts for 1 hour. Any equipment you're wearing or carrying flames, melts into your new form and falls to the ground. Your choice. For the duration, you use the game statistic of an adult dragon instead of your own, but you retain your language's personality and memories. You cannot use the dragon's change shape or its legendary or lair actions.
Yeah. So basically, you become a dragon. That's awesome.
Yep. For 1 hour.
Interesting.
I would use this as a possible like hidden item for someone, and I won't tell them what the potion does. It's safe to just drink it.
Yeah.
Just as a funny moment.
Yeah, or if you're gearing people up for fighting a big boss, dragons or something.
Yeah. Next is the Ruby Weave Gem. One of the most powerful items in the game, and we were already talking about things we can transform into dragons.
Cool.
While you're holding this gem, you can use it as a spellcasting focus for your spells. So it's like a wondrous item, legendary, and it requires attunement. The gem has 3 charges, and you can regain all expended charges daily and dawn. When you cast a spell while holding a gem, you can expend up to 3 charges to ignore a spell's material components with a gold piece to us. Up to 500 gold pieces per charge expended. So 500 per charge. So like if you charge 3, you can go ignore up to 1,500 gold cost for a spell. When you finish a long last, choose a spell from any class list. A spell you choose must be a level you can cast. You know the chosen spell and can cast it with your spell slot of the appropriate level until the end of your next long rest.
Okay, so this cuts out components to use spells, basically.
And you can learn any spell from any spell list for once per day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Some spells need components. Like to be balanced, so if you can just cut that out, it's like, oh god.
Yeah. This would be something that legendary like dragons would be guarding, definitely.
Yeah, I had an idea for a character who just got this item and using it for evil purposes, and then the character is trying to stop them.
Yeah.
Sapphire Buckler is next. And then there's one more after this, and then we can go to gems.
Cool.
Dragons. This is basically a shield made of Sapphire Dragon skeleton is creating to rooting out the influence of aberrations. While wielding the shield, you have resistance to psychic and thunder damage. Also, when you take damage from a creature that is 5 feet in front of you, you can use your reaction to do 2d6 thunder damage to that creature. As an action, you can use the shield to help you locate aberrations until the end of your next turn. Alright, and if any aberrations are within 1 mile of you, the shield emits a low humming tune for a moment.
You definitely
And you
want
know the
this.
direction of all
Yeah, keep
what?
going. Keep going. Yeah, I was
And
just
you
gonna
know
say.
the direction of all aberrations within that range. Once this property is used, it can't be used until next dawn. So you know all aberrations within 1 mile, if there is any.
Yeah. This would be very good for, like, demon hunters. Aberration
Well,
hunters,
aberration
you know?
hunters.
Well, they are
Yep.
basically demons, aren't they? But yeah. But yes,
What are you?
aberrations, like priests and paladins, that sort of thing. This would be
Yep.
really good for them.
And are you calling the flump an aberration?
What's that?
A demon? Are you calling the flump one of the most beloved creatures in D&D and a demon?
Yes.
They are different classifications, sir.
Of course. Yeah. Cool. Does that bring us to the end of the items for today?
One more item,
Alright.
and it's a gun.
Topaz Nahadela. Nice.
It's not working on Roll20 not D&D Beyond at the moment, so I just have to read it off because it doesn't want because firearms have a problem on D&D Beyond because they're so rare.
Okay.
It's a musket, but in lieu of any ammunition, it holds a glowing yellow scale from a topaz dragon in its heart. The weapon has a normal range of 100 feet and a long range of 300 feet. It has a 200 property. It deals 2d6 necrotic damage on a hit. If the damage reduces a creature or object to 0 hit points, the target is reduced to dust. The creature when reduced to dust by this can be restored to life only by true resurrection or wish. When you use this weapon on your person, you can use an action to cast Disintegrate spell once per day. It can't be used until the next dawn, basically. That's the last item for now.
Cool. Right, on to dragons.
Yep. Sorry, that was a little longer than you thought.
No, it's alright. It's alright. Gives us plenty to talk about. So, yeah, on to dragons. What dragons do you want to talk about today?
Well, the gems. Let's start with Amethyst.
Okay.
Amethyst Dragons. They are the mightiest of the gem dragons.
Right.
Study and psychonically manipulate.
Amethyst, is it?
Yep, Amethyst. I will copy it down. Psychically manipulating the fundamental principles of the multiverse, from the forces of gravity to the emulations of the outer plane. They give a measure of control of physical laws affect them. They defy gravity with flight that doesn't rely solely on their great wings. And their gravitational force empowers them both devastating breath weapons and exploding amethyst crystals they spit at their foes.
Tasty.
When they first hatch, Amethyst Dragon has scales are dull, open, purple. As the dragon grows, their scales, horns, wing membranes become more vibrant and translucent. When the dragon is fully mature, their scales resemble rich purple amethyst crystals, reflecting light that take on an inner glow. Their pupils fade with age, making their eyes ancient dragon resemble glowing white or pale lavender orbs. Crystal horns reminiscent of amethyst chunks hover behind their heads, held by telekinetic force and shifting with their mood.
Cool.
That's their cosmetic studies. They study the thing of the outer planes.
Yeah.
Studying the opposite sides of good and evil, chaos and order, so they can control those and console those with the wisdoms to accept it. Dog. They don't like aberrations, like mind flares.
Yeah, so these dragons
But they
will
have
give you probably the boons of, detecting mind players and stuff. So
Yep, but
aberrations.
they're not warlike. They just give counsel. So, but they're fond of lumps. But they're fond of lumps.
Cool.
Because they're nice. That's basically Amethyst Dragon. They have a lot of powers. They're the strongest of gem dragons.
Cool. Brilliant. Alright, next dragon.
Next dragon. Crystal Dragons. The nicest. Shimmering and radiant energy bringing to life, Crystal Dragons enjoy an innate psychic connection to the positive plane that boosts their bodies as well as personalities with flight. Though they prefer to live in desolation, frigidism, many of them are among the friendliest of dragon kind, nurturing and optimistic. When they hatch, crystal dragons have dull gray scales with a few white and clear crystalline points, allowing the wyrmlings to bend the rocking terrain in the face of danger. As they age, the scales turn to snow white, then slowly fade to transparency. The oldest crystal dragons have scale of perfect clarity that blend and reflect light, something making them difficult to see clearly.
Cool.
The radiant image of positive flame shimmers in crystal dragon scales. It glows in the starlight between their bodies and spines and horns to hover to head to back.
Brilliant.
And their horns shift to display the dragon's mood.
Sounds
These
cool.
dragons are mainly translucent, basically.
Yeah. Cool. Next.
Many crystal dragons. Next, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Emerald dragons.
Alright.
They're the most curious, cunning, and manipulative of dragons, wielding psychic powers to weave illusions to deceit and disorient. They cloak their own presence so they can observe other creatures without being discovered, as they collect information from local cultural practices to supernatural occurrences. Whirling emerald dragon scales are dull, pale green, but they develop into richer and more varied shades of green as the dragon age. Eventually, their scales become translucent and shimmer in the light, rippling as the dragon moves. Dragon horns and spines hover above the body, moving and shifting along with back and tail to mirror the dragon's mood.
Brilliant.
And they're basically historians hoarding, but they're antisocial, so they just they spy on everything instead of actually talking to anyone.
Yeah. Cool.
They'll give information if you find them, because they don't like talking to anyone.
Yeah.
Their favorite food is giant lizards.
Yeah. Okay, next.
And Sapphire Dragons.
Cool.
These are the dragons of war. The thunderous clash of conflict is the very nature of Sapphire Dragons. Militant and territorial, they defend their lairs fiercely, ambushing intruders and plotting assaults against their rivals. The sonic pulse of the breath weapon sows weakness, leaving their victims unable to fight back. Their scales and wing membranes share a variant side of blue and light tones of spring shown to crystal ozone sapphire dragons. Compressed glacier in the light, scales glimmer and shine like luminous starbursts. Their psychonic nature is very visible on their horn and bone dragons' body. The barbs and horn tips are all separate pieces, but they float in place. Held aloft by psychic energy where the dragons live. Their levitating horns and spines shift slightly when dragons move, bobbing in amusement and for flying with anger.
Cool.
They're basically the dragons of war. They have
dragons,
clever
yeah.
strategies and ambushes based on their abilities.
Nice. Brilliant.
They like combat.
And then the topaz is the final one, is it? Final
Yep.
dragon? Alright.
Decay and despair are bound up in the nature of topaz dragons, thanks to the necrotic energy of the negative plane that subdues them. The psychic powers manifest the fundamental entropic principle of the mortal beings and the creatures are ultimately doomed to death and decomposition. The dragon's demeanor is particularly morbid and generally as a result. Upon hatching, topaz dragon wormlings' scales are dull yellow and have a cloudy and filmy look. As they age, their scales harden and clarify, becoming translucent and facet, ranging from a bright yellow to a rich amber in color. Their bodies are wider at the hatches, tampering the weight shape toward the head, and their wings are shaped to propel them both in the air and water. Topaz dragons power manifest clearly in gem-like spines that run from the crowns of their heads to the tip of the tail. Their spines hover from the living topaz dragon's back, dancing and shifting with the dragon's mood.
Brilliant.
So these are basically the negative dragons of the gems. They are neutral. They're neutral, but they can mess with necrotic energies.
Yeah. So brilliant. So that's the items and the dragons we've discussed today.
Yep.
And I'd like to hear from anyone in the comments, any viewers, anyone who watches the video, your thoughts on each of the subjects. Basically, let's hear some thoughts from the audience. All right. Thanks, Gabe, for reading them. And we can wrap up the stream there. We'll do it again next Monday. So if you want to catch us live, come and see us Mondays. And if not, if you're seeing the video after the live stream, no worries. Leave the comments. It'd be good to hear from everyone. All right. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.